You are now tuned in to the realest podcast.
MW, we back up in this thing. You can't roll with us if your last name don't got no loyalty. Podcast party poppin', but you already knew. I've been rolling with these folks. This that Monday night crew. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you.
Yo, what's happening, good people? Welcome back to another segment of the Monday Night Crew. It's your boy K. Mims. I have the ladies of the show, Brittany, Asia, and Princess, and my bros DJ J Dub and Lewis. Man, what up, y'all? What up? What up? What up?
What up? What up?
What's going on?
What's happening? What's happening? Hey, so I'm not gonna ask about. So we all, well, nah, are we all 30 plus now? Yeah, I think we all 30 plus now.
Yeah.
That 1 hour is killing all of us. We already talked about it off screen. We ain't gonna say it, you know what I'm saying? But daylight savings did touch down today. But how everybody living, man? How's everybody weekend? The season is starting to break, and I'm already losing my mind. Is it hot where y'all at?
I mean, I wouldn't say hot.
Okay.
The weather has changed slightly. It's been like in the 60s.
I concur.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You can't give me 60s. Y'all already know. I was in shorts last week. You already know that.
Why are you like that?
He said it like it's a condition. Why are you like that?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like I really be trying to like. I'm not. So honestly, I don't know. Like I think I experienced seasonal depression for the first time in my life this winter, bro. 2 kids in the house when it's cold and you can't take them out nowhere, bro. I was like, oh my God, my Jesus. But anyway, man, let's get into it, man. So we're gonna get into the social news of this week, man. So I'm gonna try to keep this as positive as possible with Shannon Sharpe, bro. We're gonna tap into this really quickly and talk about his Total Wine video, y'all thoughts, and then kind of the backlash or roasting he got from it. Mm-hmm. So Shannon Sharpe did a video outside Total Wine. He was going to his cognac signing at Total Wine. He got out the car a little different, and the internet lit him up, man. So what did y'all think about the video? And then we're gonna get into everybody's reaction. What did y'all think? I felt so bad, bro.
I
felt so bad.
I think he deserved every bit of. He knew what he was wearing. that I thought it was. To be honest, I had no idea what the video was about. I could not get off his stick. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was hilarious because he walked out looking like somebody's auntie.
So he wasn't like a manly man like your boy off the movie.
He looked like a buff auntie to me. I just
didn't.
To me, he was like he was going to the gym. Like it was like, is he going to the gym? Did he just come back from a workout? But it was. I thought it was hilarious, especially the monochromatic.
I'm gonna be right. The outfit ain't really. I think the outfit ain't really bothered me. The bag was a little, you know what I'm saying. I don't think that's my style bag. You feel me? But the actual outfit wasn't that bad. I just wanted specifically him getting out the car. I don't think it was the outfit. I was thinking it was him getting out the car, bro. And I feel so bad for speaking on this and bringing negativity towards it. But anybody else? What was y'all thoughts on the video? My man got out the car, said where he was at.
I ain't gonna lie. I think the way he hopped out the car was crazy. he didn't have to come out the car like that, and I think it made it worse once he started speaking, and then he kind of was like twitching left to right a little bit. It was just really bad, man. It was bad.
I know my man. You know my man got both his hips replaced though.
Yeah, I bet he's Shakira now. He over there was moving them things. You thought like that? That boy was going in.
God. Yeah. All right. Princess Lewis, what y'all think, bro? What do y'all think about Shannon Sharpe getting out the car? Golly.
I mean, I honestly didn't see the whole thing. I only saw the memes that came after the fact. Mm-hmm. So I didn't see the full video.
Lewis, what you think, brody?
Man, the videos that came after, they were putting a lot on it, but those were funny. But you know, man, I think his pants is too tight. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have socks on. You know what I mean? It just didn't. A lot of stuff didn't bode well for him. But I think it was just a culmination of everything. Because Unc's a straight up guy, manly man. You know what I mean? What I don't like is how people try to project that onto him so often. I don't think that's cool. I feel like since the Cat Williams interview, people are just looking for a reason to kind of tear him down. So I didn't really like that, and I didn't like what Steven Jackson did either, man.
What did Steven Jackson do?
Yeah, what did he do?
So when Mike Epps, him and Unc got into it, right? Because Mike, made jokes about him being gay, call him gay or whatever, and Unc got mad. Who was going in on Nightcap, and then All Star they overcame it. But then when Mike Epps went on Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson's podcast, Mike was telling the story, and then Steven Jackson was like, "Well, there's no point in getting that upset if it's no truth to it. So it must be some truth to it, etc." And then like when he did the Cat Williams interview, Steven was critical of him not, stopping him from talking about other people. So I don't really like that. I didn't really care too much.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, man. I think the one thing that made it worse, that nobody has said yet, honestly, it wasn't even an outfit. I didn't even notice he didn't have socks on, but it was the way he clapped his hands together before he said, "Yeah." When he did that aged him real bad, man. Because I'm gonna be honest, and this is no negativity about Unc at all, but Lou Young tore him up, bro.
Yeah,
Lou Young skit made me cry.
He get everybody though.
Yeah, but it was bad though, man, because he almost shaped like him. But what is our thoughts on? Let me ask this question: do y'all feel like when things like that happen, it should be left at roasting, or lines can get crossed, or like can it be all in good fun? Because obviously he took offense to it a little bit. He told everybody like, "Hey, well, keep doing it. People are hating. Total Wine just order X amount of cases back. Keep running it up." Do you think just sometimes things deserve a good roast and leave it at that, or do you feel like we so sensitive we personalize everything, or did the jokes deserve his energy on the back end?
I think that the jokes were funny as hell to me personally, but I think that's what Unc had to say. Normally, when your back is against the wall, you have no other choice but to say, "Yeah, but the checks is coming in." Like you don't really have nothing else to say. I think he took it personal, and I think that his character is being, kind of ran over a little bit after that Cat Williams situation. But in actuality, man, like those people are content creators. Those are comedians. That's their job. Like that's what they do. They troll everybody, and that's just the field that you're in. And I think that just got to understand that. Yeah, the checks are coming in, but you got to kind of play the game a little bit too. Laugh a little bit, and it's gonna be all right because the checks are still clearing.
Okay, fact.
I'm with that, and I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I've caught myself in doing things like when I'm recording, or even like on here, like certain words I may drag out. I'm like, damn, that didn't sound. That was kind of, you know what I mean? So it happens. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. But I think it does come a point to where you can joke, but you can't, I think, disrespect somebody as a man. And I think we all know where that line is.
For sure. So we're gonna move on from Unc, man, and we're gonna leave the Tia and Cory thing for last before we transition into everything. Drake sending Sexy Red gifts, man. So I get they're entertainers. Don't get me wrong, I get that. But like, am I the only one tripping, feeling like he kind of crossing the line? Like, I think this is worse than what Usher did to Keke Palmer, in my personal opinion. To me,
you say he's crossing the line. Ain't her baby daddy locked up?
You got the scoop. I didn't even know
the current one or the new one.
What?
Whoa, see.
Oh, geez.
I thought she had two kids.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if they're the same guy or not.
Yeah,
though.
that's what
got two kids?
I don't know, but I feel like the current one is locked up, if I'm not mistaken. But
it's a good guess.
But I'm just saying, like, let's just say I know one of them was locked up, so let's just say this one is locked up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with Drake sending her gifts?
If he
what
wasn't,
is he doing? Oh well, Britt. I mean, are they?
I don't expect y'all to think there's nothing wrong with it.
Don't ask Asia. She'll take gifts from anybody.
Hey, yo.
Hey, my man, wild for that, bro. Hey,
But you got it all.
Hey, that was wild. Apple
I mean,
Watch.
but just because
Hey,
that's her
is that
baby
the
daddy
Apple Watch?
doesn't mean
Hey,
they're
is that the
together.
watch? Is that the watch?
You doing this, you're doing.
oh
The
man,
what?
that was. Hey, Lewis, you're a wild guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get the locked up part, right? But like, it wouldn't be mad where so let's, because they're on the same level, we can take out, because they're both famous, we could take out the dynamic of like, oh, that's not our world. Okay, because they're both in the same world. It's not a situation where one of them aren't famous, right?
Okay.
Like, bro, that ain't too much. So if one of you all were pregnant, right? And a guy that you've crossed paths with is not considered a friend, just sending you gifts and these types of gifts, there's nothing, y'all wouldn't see nothing like eyebrow raising about that.
No, because
But I think they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she said that they're friends. Like, thank God I have rich friends. Like, they're friends, aren't they? I mean,
yeah, I think at this point they are friends.
And for us, like, so those bags to me are like flowers to a regular person. Like, if I had a guy friend that gave me flowers after I delivered, like, I don't know. I don't see an issue with that. It's a gift.
Britt, what you're saying is that they're not on our level, right? So like
They're
a Chanel
not.
bag to Drake is like buying somebody
Flowers.
some flowers.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's
I
nothing.
don't think it's the actual what the gift was. I think it's and I think we know Drake. Like, context matters. Like, we know Drake will terrorize a household. We know this. Like,
But are we assuming that this is a household? Like, just because she just had a baby by somebody don't mean they're together. That could simply just be her baby daddy. Baby daddy number 2.
I got so many things I want to say to that princess, but that's going to like,
that's a true statement.
Like, huh?
It's messed up, but it's a true statement.
What y'all mean? That happens every day. People get pregnant by people and they do not be with them or don't stay with them after they have the baby. So that's happening every day.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Whether it's right or wrong, I understand that, but it's reality. Reality is that's what Princess is saying is
it is. That's why I shut up. I get what she's saying. That's why I said get what she's saying. I'm gonna get off Sexy Red and Drake because obviously Princess is accepting gifts whenever that time come. I don't like y'all can send everything. She cool with it. No smoke at all. So
I think
go
the
ahead
three of us are
back.
cool with it. I think we good over here.
Yeah,
we getting Apple Watches, we getting Chanel bags,
flowers.
Oh man,
flowers and all.
For real, fellas.
Right.
Don't look at the baby registry. Go straight to Chanel. Jesus. Yeah. But all right. So the next topic is one that I think is going to really carry a heavy conversation because I have a lot to say about it. So I'm going to share a video of an interaction between Tia and Cory. They're recently divorced. They already finalized their divorce, correct?
Oh, they did? Okay.
They finalized their divorce. I'm going to share the video of a recent interaction, and then we're going to get into it. I want to take it back. I couldn't have sound.
You ain't need none.
So I'm not going first. What's y'all thoughts on that interaction, man? What is y'all thoughts on that interaction from two people that were married, in love at one point, been in the grinder, to now that they're at that moment in time? What are y'all thoughts on how that interaction went down?
I think he was being funny. I think I don't know. Like I don't recall it being like in the media that they had like a messy breakup. So and they have kids together or a child together. Yeah, both kids. I don't know. But like I'm gonna assume that they still interact with each other. So I don't know if it was a thing because it's like, oh, we're on the red carpet, we're in the spotlight, so let me kind of act like, do I want to, like, is this like a moment? Or I couldn't tell if it was really genuine, like, because I kind of felt like she was like, why do you do that? Like, what you do all that for? Like, just come in and give me a hug, and it would have been that simple. So I don't know. I think he was like purposely trying to be funny.
I don't. So
I don't know.
I'll start off. So to me, I see a dude that's hurt. So remember, she wanted a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the reasoning. I don't know their relationship. I'm not trying to get into that. But like to me, I think that's the dude that didn't know how to approach somebody, that he's still unsure of the boundary between them because he didn't want it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want the divorce and to be married to somebody. And if you still interact, Princess, I'm not going for a handshake in no time. I either know it's a handshake, I know it's a hug, or I know we're speaking. So I think the fact that he went in for a handshake, like it may look like he been funny, but I think it's a guy like, shit, I mean, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I saw. Like bro didn't want the divorce. And your wife, I ain't gonna say she left you, but she wanted it for whatever reason she may have wanted it. And then now we see each other, and I gotta question if I can hug or shake your hand. If we got kids, I know that. If it's no bad blood and we got kids and we both wanted the same thing, I would know how to address that situation. I wouldn't come into it, don't know if I can give you a hug or give you a handshake. I think that was crazy.
I think
Well,
it was.
let me say this real quick.
Go ahead, Asia.
Oh, go ahead, Britt.
No, go ahead. You're
sorry if I'm crazy, y'all. It was a little bit of a messy divorce though. Because everything was like cool, but he wanted a lot more money from her. And because she was making a lot more money. So what ended up happening was he thought that he could get a lot more money from her, but however, he did not get any money from her at all. And that was out in the media. Yeah. And so she's out living her life, and I don't know if y'all seen her, but she's been very happy. And so a big part of their divorce was the fact that she felt like he was a weight because she was financially taking care of a lot of things. He wasn't as motivated as he was before. He wasn't doing as many movies as he was before. And so then when the divorce happened, at first it seemed like it was cool, but then he wanted money that he was not granted. So just giving a little extra context.
That makes me feel even more like how I felt.
I mean, Brittany, you can go ahead and go because I know you was going next. I'll go out.
It's okay. I feel like they were both put in a weird space, right? Like, I feel like neither one of them knew how to interact with each other. No matter how the divorce ended, I believe I saw a photo of Cory at the house with her and the kids for some holiday or birthday or something recently, where they took a photo. So there is some sort of communication and okay there. But when you're in the limelight and the public is kind of looking at you, I don't feel like he was trying to be like, so what we doing? And she was like, come on, bring it in. Like, why are you acting like this? I really feel like they just genuinely didn't know what to do. Like when you're put in that position. I know I'm not around here hugging. Never mind. But I just know that there's certain things that you just don't know what to do depending on the space that you're in.
Yeah. I think
and
they
it's
know
also,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Princess.
No, I was also gonna say, like, it's kind of maybe like one of them things like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because if they would have went in for the hug, everybody would have been like, oh, like, like they about to, like, it would have been a whole nother story in the media, but it would have been flipped, like they about to get married again or they're rekindling. So it's just like, what do you do when the spotlight is always on you?
So, like, go ahead, Lewis. I'm sorry, brother. We haven't heard your voice on.
I thought Jay was going.
Bro, what's your? Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. My apologies.
Oh, it don't matter. Honestly, I agree with what a lot of y'all are saying, especially what Brittany is saying. It could get a little awkward at times, and yeah, it seemed awkward. But I'm gonna be honest, man. Some of these celebrities, I don't know if that was a publicity stunt. To be quite honest, I don't know if maybe they actually worked that in together to keep the narrative going for both of them. That's number one. Number two, Asia, to your point, I understand she had a financial burden, but we have to understand she met this man at a bus stop.
There we go.
There was a financial burden from the start. So you understood what you signed up for. Yes, he was in movies. Yes, he was doing all these amazing things. Salute to him. But she was already well established as a woman. And yet it may have taken a toll on her. But I think this was just two individuals that when they hit that rocky place, they didn't know how to overcome that. And it got to a point where it was like, you know what? It turned into mess because it's like, okay, now I got to get you for all your money. Like you said, he was trying to get all this money that wasn't his, And I think it was unfortunate. But to me personally, as I look back at it, I think it was a publicity stunt.
Okay, that's unique, bro. I ain't think about that.
I like Jay's point about the bus stop thing because that's what women would use against a man if it was on the other way around. But I didn't want to just say it, but that's the truth. Let's be real.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, I think people looking too deep into it. I mean, honestly, I've been in situations where I've ran into someone publicly and did literally like the same thing, trying to fill them out a little bit. I think when you're in the public eye, you want to be careful about what you or how you interact because of people going to be talking about it just like we are. So I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I thought it was just a normal exchange.
So Lewis, I'm gonna push back just a tad, big brother. I'm gonna push back just a tad. Like I hear you, I really do. But you don't think the fact that they were married for a long time and they do have a child together where they spend time communicating, co-parenting, or whatever the case may be, a boundary like that wasn't talked about? Like, and to Jay's point of him being at the bus stop, like, so if that, so to Jay's point of him building up from being from a bus stop, and he did go somewhere, he did do some things, like, I think and I'm not saying he felt this way, but I think he well within his right that to be feel like, A, you left me. B, it's like, oh yeah, I left you and I'm taking everything. And then we have this kid that we still co-parent and we don't know correctly how to. I think it's the co-parenting part where we interact in this world, but we've never discussed how we would address each other or what we are moving forward where we wouldn't know that. Like, I think bro just hurt. Like, because you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times it's easier for the conversation around the dude to be one thing when it's obvious that he was on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was on the same level or higher, it'll be a whole nother vibe. But I think bro feelings hurt. Man, I know if my wife left me, I don't care if you take money or not, and I don't want you to leave, I ain't shaking your hand. I'm like, what up? And if we left like that,
but see,
like, damn, you ain't have to take half, but you could have gave him something.
But see, I would feel that about that interaction if there were no kids involved. Like if the divorce was the way that it was, and then like that's just a man hurt over his wife, and you know they don't have any type of interactions with each other, and they ran into each other on a red carpet, and it's kind of like, oh, like what we do we hug, do we shake hands or whatever? Yeah, I would agree with you there, but because we're pretty sure they communicate. That's why I feel like it's different. I don't think that's just a man that's just like, oh, I'm hurt, so I don't know whether I want to shake your hand.
I get what you said. Okay, now I'm picking up what you put down. Okay,
because it's like you was just at the house last week. What are you talking about? You're not just a man that's hurt. We talk.
Yeah.
So I feel like if kids were not involved, I would 100% agree with you, Keenan.
Okay,
that's a good
respect. Because let me make sure I know what you say. You saying because they have interactions all the time.
Right.
That feelings probably won't be shown on that stage because they interact over their kids.
Right. Because what you're describing, it sounds like somebody who like, I really haven't seen you since. And it's like, this is our first time seeing each other. And it's like, damn, like there she go. Like, what we do? Do I go in for the hug or do I shake her hand? Like, to me, that's what you're describing.
Touche. That is what I'm describing. I still be hurt. Kids are not kids. I'm gonna put on show them cameras. I'm knock something over.
We don't know how they co-parent. Because
that's true.
We can
say how they co-parent.
You know what I'm saying? We can say the interaction, but it's a certain level. It could be very, very minimum, and it could also be to a point where they don't shake hands, they don't hug each other, they don't do those things. So when those things are not done on a regular basis, when it's actually broadcast now, they didn't know what to do because it's like, hey, I'm not coming to pick my kids up and giving you a hug when I come pick my kids up, or shaking your hand when I come pick my kids up. So now in this moment, they're forcing us to do something I don't know what to do.
Let me ask y'all this before we pivot to the topics of the night. In that same context, say he never really made as much as her, but he was doing all the other things to support her, was in place for the kids, doing all those good things. If he were doing those things, does he deserve some of that money, even though it wasn't his money, quote unquote? Like if he didn't make it as far as her, but half, I'm just asking. In the case of like men and women and the dude not being the breadwinner, if he was doing the things and supporting her and making sure she had everything she had to get the money, does he deserve some of it in that case?
They wouldn't have gotten a divorce, I'm sure, because there was a lack. Like, you can't not be doing nothing and not bringing money in the household. So if you're going to not bring money in my household, then you got to make up for that somewhere. If you're not, she didn't have any type of fulfillment. It was literally like the life being sucked out of her. So no, do I feel like he deserved half? No, I've been carrying you all this time. Rightfully so. I agree with y'all. She knew what it was from the jump, right? But this is an issue with women. I'm going to say this. We fall in love with the ambitious man. We fall in love with the potential man, right? So and it's a fact, Keenan. It is what it is. Like,
I ain't say nothing.
You roll your eyes, boy. Body language.
Staring at your face. But
I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose.
It is what it is. It's true. And that's how these situations happen, because over time you just feel like, okay, one day he is going to get a job or help me in this space financially. And it was never that. So I don't think she would have ultimately left him if he kept bringing in $0, but he was like making up for it in other areas, and he wasn't. Yeah, that's a lose-lose across the board.
Yeah. I hear you. And
I'm gonna just say, and I know I'm freezing y'all. Sorry.
Y'all don't worry.
He shouldn't have signed the prenup then. How you sign a prenup and then be mad at what the prenup says? Yes, that's how she won. Because he signed the prenup, and then was like, but I've been here and I've been doing all the things.
I thought a prenup was about what you come in with, though.
Huh?
You can't leave with
I thought a prenup was about what you come in with, though. You said what?
And what
I think she said.
With.
Yeah, but Asia, when you sign a prenup, I'm under the notion that if I sign this, those are about the funds that I had before, not the funds you make while we together or what we do together. That's about the things we came into it with. So even from that same case, like, you signed that beforehand saying like, I had this before you, so when I leave, I'll have this. That's not saying anything about the money that was made while we were together. Well, that's not the same thing.
She was still making money. His was still regular. So she left with what she.
But Jay, but the prenup doesn't protect that, though. The prenup doesn't protect the money they made while they were together. It protects the money she came in with.
Okay.
So the only way he would get nothing because of the prenup, which means all they had was what she came in with. But I want to say this really quickly to Brittany's point. And I don't even like going diving deep into these conversations, but I got to disagree on one point. And I was doing the body language thing on purpose, Brittany. I was just trying to get you a little, you know what I'm saying?
Worked.
I'm sorry, and I've said this before. I don't think that's true. I think that if a woman was working and a guy did everything he could to be support, I think at the end of the day, there crosses a line where you got to provide more than that. So you were like, you got to have, he was like, if he wasn't bringing in money and he wasn't supporting, that's a lose-lose. And I would say if someone who's ambitious woman herself, because Tia is working, grinding, and you're coming home cleaning and doing that, I hear that. But if she's ambitious, that is not what she wants to see when she comes home. So I don't think it matters if he wasn't bringing in money, but he was taking care of everything else. I think it boiled down to maybe, whatever promises or whatever ambition he was supposed to have never came to fruition.
Yeah, but that's the like, for better word, that's the like, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this. Okay, yeah, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're taking the kids to extracurricular activities, and I'm still paying all these things, but I'm still stressed. So what can I do to help you? Right? This is how we build each other up and have those conversations. That's how you build the healthy home. And I think she would be more reluctant to even filing for divorce, and more so maybe therapy, maybe having a conversation. I don't even know if they did these things, but maybe she would have communicated more with him if he was actually kind of living to whatever her standard looked like in the household. And he wasn't, according to her.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously the media showed us what they want us to see. Because I remember seeing a clip of both of them sitting down talking. And I think she was trying to say something, and he was too. And he looked at her real quick, like, "Hey, you see me talking?" And she was like, "I'm sorry," And I don't know. Obviously, they it's like
That's from the Black Love Story or
I
something.
remember that.
Yeah, and it's that if that's the case, then maybe she didn't feel heard and she didn't have good communication. And no matter what anybody did, when you don't have that communication there and you can't be vulnerable with your partner, it's over with. No matter where it's over with.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna. I have so many more opinions, but I'm not gonna dive into that, man. No, I just, you know, in marriage and life, it's a lot of seasons. You feel me? And I think it's unrealistic, even no matter if you're famous, not famous. Like, if he would have went and if she would have had that conversation and he would have jumped, it's hard. You rarely, if ever, see two people's careers thriving at one time.
That's true.
Like, somebody's gonna have to take the hit in the meantime, in between time. So it's like if Brittany, if they had that conversation, like, hey, I need X, Y, and Z, she may not have continued to flourish the way she was because she would have, with a kid involved, one of them would have to have taken the back seat. You know what I mean? And that could have been a for conversation. Then, and now all this, obviously, I'm not saying to them specifically, but I'm saying like that the season of when somebody's on their way up, sometimes the other person just got to stay down. Like, I could have missed my season making sure you got yours because I'm not selfish. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of a hard deal. But nevertheless, I wish both of them, the absolute best. Nothing negative towards either one.
Say this real quick before you get off of that.
Go ahead, bro.
I think that thing that will help these marriages last for a very long time, or long-term friendships or relationships is
you about to say something about sex?
Just being with a life. What?
Oh, my fault.
It's just like and I'm gonna tell you why. You have one person on one end thinking, man, life is too short. I don't got to deal with this. There's more options out here. You have the other person on the other end thinking, man, you know what? So when you have people thinking like that in the same situation, it's never going to work out because he may have been thinking, you know what? Yeah, I do got a lot of things I got to work on, but it's cool. We married. Like, I got time for that. She might have been thinking, listen, I ain't about to sit here and waste all my time, all my younger years and all these things dealing with this. So it's just the goal is finding a like-minded person. And like Brittany said, making a healthy home and communicating to build those healthy boundaries and, flourishing and building and growing together. That's what it's about. It
is. But I'm going to say that I agree with everything Jay said. But with that being said, this shit still come and you got to be ready for it. Yes. I will say that. Absolutely. But now, man, we're going to transition to the topics of the night, man. The MCs for the night are Brittany and DJ J Dub. So I'm going to hand it over to y'all, man.
Yeah. Take us away, Britt.
Okay. So it's ironic because our first question actually is about prenups. So we just going to glide right on into it. It's a 4-part question. So I'm going to ask the first 2 questions and then come back and ask the second 2. So the first question, or the first 2 questions are, how do y'all feel about prenups, right, for financial protection? And do you think it's a slap in the face for your partner?
I feel great about them.
Okay, Louis, talk about it.
I think it's smart because if you work diligently to acquire a certain lifestyle or acquire certain businesses or assets that hold value to you, obviously signing a prenup protects you in the event that someone's motives or intentions change. And prenups are only a bad thing when one person has to present it. But if both people come to the table with something and both want to have prenups, then there's no misunderstanding. There's no issue with it. So I think prenups only become an issue when one person has something to risk losing and another person does not. So I feel good about them. I think if you're at a point in life where you've acquired a certain amount of wealth or accumulated a certain amount of assets and you want to protect those things, I think it's a logical thing to do. I think people get caught up on you kind of betting against it, but I don't think that's the way to look at it. I think you're looking at more so protection, and people who have things understand that.
Okay. Damn. Prenup sauna. Okay.
Hey, Lewis, you said there's a whole lot of people out here that don't got nothing.
Niggas that don't have nothing think like that.
Hey, man, Lewis, man, why you got me signing this paper, man?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you don't love me?
You don't have nothing to lose. That's why.
Yeah, for sure. Princess. I'm with Lewis, man. But I think the thing about prenups that people don't be understanding is like coming in with something. Like I don't really care about that, regardless. I'm gonna be the Nick. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna be the person that don't got nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna be the person that don't got nothing. Like I'm gonna believe in myself enough. Like I'm not with you because of that, no way. So it's yours is yours. It ain't got nothing to do with what we make afterwards. Like if we come in and you killing it, and I could come in and take your $600,000 career or $600,000 a year and turn it into 2.5 million, that prenup don't mean nothing to me. So I think it's about people like, okay, cool, this is what it is. But personally, if I ain't have nothing, I'd rather be in a situation with somebody that got something I can work with, not being funny. Like I'm trying to see where I can help out to expand to me.
But
now
that's your mindset, though.
But this is
that's
a
mature mindset.
Yeah,
I appreciate
immature.
Yeah, for sure.
What you say, Jay?
I said, what's the immature mindset? I want to hear.
Is that you asking me to sign a prenup? Like, hell no. Like, why are you asking me to sign that? You don't trust me? Like, all the arguments that come with that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I do think it's a little bit of I do, but to answer your second part, it is a little slap in the face. All slaps don't gotta hurt. Like I'm gonna say this.
You gotta
don't let the conversation
slap.
be. I do, but when the slap come matter. Like let's talk about that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like hey, we start to get serious. Like hey, look, if we go further than this, just know you getting on that paperwork.
So
getting on that paperwork.
Like birthdays, Christmas, like anniversaries, good time to drop that down, that paperwork.
Hey, bro, however you want to flip it. I don't think people should be having the conversations right when they're about to walk down the aisle. That's when it becomes a slap in the face that you can't recover. Because why didn't we talk about that before now?
That's very true.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
that's true.
Like don't come into it. I got me thinking one thing. We get down the aisle, I think I'm about to scam you, and then you like, oh no, paperwork. Like, nah, don't be doing that.
Signing for your last name and you signing prenups.
Yeah, you was with it. You was with the scam. I was swipe. Your card was in my wallet.
So, are you backing out of a relationship if somebody asks you to sign a prenup?
Ooh, if you wait that long,
that's a good one.
Okay.
So,
if you wait that long, man, what was you hiding?
What?
If I can't tell you had it, and you wait that long, why am I just figuring out about something that you want to protect on that level?
I was trying to see where the relationship was gonna go.
Yeah.
How late is too late, Keenan?
Hey, let's not be wedding planning and we signing event paperwork and now you sliding a prenup like, hey, let's take a look at this.
So after the proposal, it's too late to talk about prenup.
Definitely. Don't sit there and say yes to me knowing you got something you ain't told me about. Definitely. Now, my disclaimer is I can't tell that. Like, I don't know that you have this. Like, I'm not searching for it. We ain't moving funny or nothing, but like, it's not something that's right in front of my face. I'm not dating somebody famous that I know I'm gonna have to sign something. You got some, you might have 7, 8, 9, 10 properties. I love it, but we could have talked about that and I would have been cool with it. But like, why do you feel like I couldn't have known that prior to us doing this event? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So after
what
you doing?
You said what?
After you signed it, what you doing?
Nah, man, I'm gonna say, hey, look, if she try to give me something, I'm gonna say, look, man, you give me 20,000, I sign it, you keep the rest.
So you negotiate.
Like we can negotiate. If I'm down bad, I'm that guy. I'm like, man, come on, man, let's negotiate. Look, you 50,000, we sign the paperwork, we good. 100,000, we straight.
Okay. Asia.
There you go. Get a Brit. Asia.
I'm scared to talk with this thing being frozen.
We can hear you.
But okay, cool. I would sign it. Like I don't see anything. I'm with Lewis on it. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with the prenup. I also feel what Keenan's saying just because we would have had money conversations in general by that point. Not even just like prenup talk, but just like we talked about this before, like what is your savings like? What are your money habits? Like I feel like those would have been conversations before. So I think like like the topic of a prenup would have come up beforehand. I can't say that I would back out though if they presented it to me like after the proposal. I don't know if I would back out at that point because I've invested time, I've invested my energy, I'm in love with this person. I wouldn't easily back out. I know that for a fact. There are probably more conversation, but yeah.
But Asia, let me clarify. I won't, even if you told me, as long as you won't hide it before you told me, I wouldn't back up, but wouldn't back out. That's my only thing.
Yeah, I get that. I'm saying I don't think I would back out, period.
I'm out.
Hold on.
I would have a conversation.
That wouldn't bother you that somebody wasn't telling you that?
It would bother me, but I'm saying, being realistic, I wouldn't walk away, is what I'm saying. It would bother me. It would be a conversation for sure. But if we've spent all this time together, I'm now in love with this person to the point where now I want to spend the rest of my life with them. I couldn't easily just walk away from that. If that's the only thing I'm concerned about, I'm not walking away.
So let me ask.
Okay.
Would it bother,
go ahead.
like, let's say she didn't say anything to you, right? And in a relationship, y'all were both spending equally, or maybe you were spending out more as if you were perceived as the breadwinner, right? And it came to that you had to sign a prenup. Would that irritate you more?
No, it's not the prenup part. It's the fact that you couldn't tell me what you had. I don't care about the money or how much it is. You holding that on the side, knowing you was like had whatever you had, and you not telling me would bother me more than how much it was or what it is.
So her telling you, what would that do for you personally? You saying like being privy to that information, what would that change for you?
We about to get married and you just not telling me you got this over here?
No, I'm saying, like, I understand that part. You're saying that the issue for you is that you didn't know, right?
For sure.
We're privy to the information that you do know now. What would change in that scenario for you?
If she told me up front, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Just the trust factor. It ain't nothing about the actual asset. It's just the trust factor. It ain't got nothing to do with the money or anything like that. It's just the fact, like, okay, everything on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might want to be a stay-at-home dad. I might be with that. I ain't know I had that opportunity until now because you ain't tell me.
That's why she didn't want to tell you.
Exactly.
That's why she didn't want to tell you.
Nah, but it would be the trust factor, Jay. To answer your question, it'll be the trust factor, Brody.
Okay.
All right.
But at what point? Oh, go ahead, Brett.
No, go ahead, Princess.
No, go ahead. We want to hear Princess.
I was gonna say, but at what point do you start exposing stuff like that? Because some people would argue that certain things I wouldn't tell you until it came to the engagement.
Well,
because up until then, it's none of your business.
But how do you know you're compatible with someone enough to ask them to marry, right? If you don't understand their financials, right, and how they operate, with money. I mean, love is blind. He's used it as an excuse. Clay used that as an excuse, right? But I think it's a valid point. I think when you're marrying someone, you're marrying them in totality. So you're marrying into their ways of managing money and credit, etc. So I think that it's an organic conversation that should happen prior to you just making that commitment to propose to see if that's something that you can follow through with.
And to your point, Lewis, like that's why I wouldn't sign it, because I feel like what's yours is mine, right? What is it? What's yours is mine. What's yours is mine. What's mine is ours.
Mine is ours.
Yeah,
that's just how I feel about it. And if I'm learning about all your financials, if I'm learning about your credit and all this other stuff, and you know about mine, and they kind of match up, and they're in sync, right? And you have all this stuff, I can understand why people put a negative connotation with it. Why? Because it is. So the second part of my question, do I feel like it's a slap in the face? Yes, because that whole negative tied to it in terms of like, are we really going to work out? Like, so when you leave, you just plan on taking everything, like whatever, not in everything that was already yours. That much I get, right? But when we come if I'm sharing all this stuff with you anyway, if you're basing a marriage off of what I'm doing financially, then why aren't we sharing this movement together? So that part is why I understand. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's why I understand why people say it's a slap in the face to their partner. I personally, I don't know if I'd sign one or not, just depending on, I'm with Keenan when it comes to time. I think timing is everything, because if you told me this from the beginning, then I would have a choice to either stay or leave. If you told me this in the end and we already done caught feelings for each other and we about to do this thing, and now I have to make a decision, like, hold on, wait a minute, this isn't what I wanted for me. Or maybe this is what I wanted for me, but what if it comes down to the wire? Like, I wouldn't want to make that decision later on.
Brett, would you feel the same way? Like if the playing field wasn't even. So let's just say your partner makes X amount of dollars, has these investments, whatever, good with money. You don't make as much, but you're good with managing what you do make. But there's still a large gap there. Would you feel some type of way for that person trying to protect what they have?
Well,
because you're not there yet.
That's a good
question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes a huge difference.
It does.
That's what I said.
I just had to break it down, Louis.
That's not what I understood.
Yeah. Hey, Louis, you just said broke niggas don't think like that.
I didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing what I said prior to that.
I'm just joking, bro.
So let me. First of all, that was a great question, Prince.
Are you? No, I wouldn't. Can I say something to what Prince had said earlier though?
Yeah, I don't know what I said earlier, but go ahead.
I will, but Jay, I'm not trying to cut you off. Remember, I just want to say this to what she said earlier. This was a little while ago. Okay. Princess, my answer to that was, I hate when adults act like they don't know they want to be with somebody. So what you said earlier was like timing matters as far as like when you have that conversation around money as you build and grow with somebody. Like when I can start to see myself with you, I at least got to know my rollout of what information I got to see how you react to. You know what I mean? Like, I know we may not know as a couple, but I know that I'm pursuing you. So I need to start having conversations or doing things that's going to kind of put that path out there. So we both straight on that. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like as soon as I know that, I don't care if it's a month, 2 months, if this is where I want to go and this is how I'm going to do, I'm going to start having those conversations or taking certain action steps to show you like, this is how I'm moving about you. This is how I do, and send that message early.
Mm.
Yeah, but there's also some people who don't discuss their finances with their partner. There's some married couples who handle everything separately. Like they get an increase on their job, their spouse won't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's just how some people move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with it. When you choose to be one with somebody, I feel like finances is something that you definitely should talk about and discuss. But some people in marriages handle stuff totally different. It's like what's yours is yours and what's yours is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we ain't having all joint accounts or nothing like that.
Well,
what?
Listen,
I said it.
Britt said what?
Y'all have
so you telling me all joint account?
To clarify, what you're trying to say is you will have a joint account, but we're not having all joint accounts. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she can have her own stuff too. I don't want. Not everything we have is not joint.
Okay, no,
I get it. I mean that makes sense. Yeah.
Was about to get up, but
well, hold on. What? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask.
Would it be? Wait, time out. Why are you gonna have a joint account?
No, I said we're not having all joint accounts.
No, but why do you have? When he said we're not having a joint account, Brittany was like, time out. So
yeah, because I feel like in a marriage you should have a joint account, whatever it's used for. Like there should be, if you're having financial discussion, why do we have, like, what are you hiding? Why do we have separate accounts? By all means, I do believe that a man should have his own stuff. A woman should have her own stuff. We talk about rainy day fund, whatever that looks like for y'all, that's on y'all. But jointly, like whatever expenses, whatever family vacations, whatever, that should be like stored in some sort of joint account.
Well,
no, that's why they made
for everything. Would you care? What if somebody paid for everything? Would you care?
If what?
If someone else paid for everything, would you care?
Yeah, Lewis, I still want to see what's in there. You paying for how much you got? I want
No,
to
that's
see.
wild because you could be pretending that you have it and then you don't.
Yeah, like nah. I need to see
Well,
what's in the account.
Cash Out made all accounts joint.
Yep.
That's wild.
Hey, kid, make sure you clip that. Make sure
I
you
like
clip
that.
Yeah,
I like
what's
that.
it?
I like what Kenny said. What
Me
you mean?
too. Yeah, nah, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you about the
You need
thing
to
about.
see my money go in the bank.
You say that again, Louis. I'm gonna
Yes, you
tell you something that people don't want to talk about because there's a lot, Princess, to the point you was making. So I'm not. So let me be very clear. Me and mine, we got joints, we got separates, we got everything, right? I don't ask about none of that stuff. Like, as long as what you responsible for, I ain't got to worry about getting turned off. What I'm responsible for, don't got to get turned off, foreclosed, none of that, right? My thing is this: a lot of us got habits that our partners may have habits that you ain't ready to see yet. So I ain't trying. So people be like, "Oh, joint, I need to know this, that, and the third." Yeah, and the same way you sign that license, you're gonna be signing that paper in about a year and a half, 2 years. That's all I'm saying. Everybody ain't ready to see all that. Nah, I'm for real. Some people have spending habits. I think the thing is spending habits that's not even impacting the home, but you just disagree with. Because at that point, you got to understand all your partners' guilty pleasures, all the things they like to waste money on, all the things they need to feel good. Like, I don't need to see all that.
But
Just
I think
whatever.
a discussion. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think
No, it's okay. You did it though.
I know I did, but I think a discussion needs to be had around defining. Y'all make me sick, man. Defining what. Y'all, never mind. I forgot my.
You were fine.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said
a discussion needs to be had about defining what.
What the joint account is used for. Like what's put in and what's put out and why it's put there. Like I mean, maybe this is my way of thinking in terms of joint account, but I don't think people, because Keenan, you just said about like people's spending habits and things like that. Yeah, that's very true. That's a conversation that needs to be had. But I don't know if spending limits and all this other stuff comes through the joint account. If there's a discussion that says, hey, listen, this account is purposely for bop, 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 bop. And this is how much money is like, however much y'all decide to put on in there, both of you can see and manage what's going in and what's going out.
Brittany, I ain't gonna say what you said to that 47K account in the chat. I'm gonna leave that alone.
What?
Y'all know that 40. Well, in the group chat, that 47K account, we're gonna leave that alone for the purpose of this right here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Y'all don't remember that video about the, you know what I'm talking about, Princess?
No idea.
Y'all don't remember in the chat when we seen like somebody had an exit fund of 47K?
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I said I'm gonna leave alone what Brittany said about that 47K while she talking about joint account.
I just think that she should have set a savings account.
A what?
A savings account. That's a savings account.
Okay.
So we don't have to discuss it.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
We're not because you. Yeah. Come on now.
Hey Jay, but I'm sorry, I cut you off originally, brother.
Oh no, I was just getting back to the original point that to the original question that Brittany was talking about, obviously, that you kind of got sidetracked on. The thing is this. I want to add a little different slap to the face for me personally. How I would look at it would be signing it after the engagement, all that stuff. Okay, cool. Like Lewis said, if we both come into the situation with assets, I don't think anybody will ever have a problem signing anything. I don't think there'll be. I think an issue would come for me is like, let's say both of us started from ground zero, right? Like we both in the trenches, working hard. All of those things happen. I'm funny things, you're funny things. For me, all of a sudden, boom, you take off. Something great happens. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I want you to sign a prenup. I think to me, that would be a slap in the face. Yeah. Because it's like, hey, I was with you, when like we were both now. I think a slap in the face, then both of us come to the situation. Or me signing it after we get personal.
All right.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
That would definitely be a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all ready for the second half of that question?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it.
When we talk about marital contracts, right? Is sex a part of that marital contract? And if so, How long is too long without? And is it grounds to leave or cheat on someone?
Woo.
Yes.
shit.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not married.
Yo, hey, I'm gonna be so it don't got to be a part of no contract, but I'll say this, and I know a lot of people, and I ain't telling women what to do with their body before I say this, okay?
Yes,
But no, I'm not. You can't like. I think the thing that gets real dangerous with that conversation is if we started out a certain way, whether it be having it or not having it, and then a really good Bible study happens, and all of a sudden now it's like, no, we can't do this no more. I think that's a whole different conversation to like what sex is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's hard to start something one way and be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Now, I'm not saying a woman cannot do that. That's not what I'm saying. But I think the grounds of cheating and it getting hard is because if we started, like, I'm not having sex until I get married. I'm not doing any of those things. That's how we started. That's how we rocking and rolling. I knew that from the jump. Nah, I knew this. But if we ain't start that way, you know what I'm saying? We Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we doing all that. And then you go back and say, like, oh no, we can't do this no more. Hell yeah, we cheating.
Are you speaking in a marriage, Keenan?
Nah, because I would hope somebody would say that if you married.
That's the question.
No,
Yeah.
that's the question.
Ah, shit. Nah, first of all, hell no, I ain't signed that contract. Yeah, nah, I got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go. Hell no. Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that.
I don't think
I can't do that. What?
So you leaving?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I ain't getting married not to get no ass.
Okay.
So you got married for sex. Go ahead. The rest of y'all, what was y'all doing?
Hey, Jay, if it wasn't good, would you marry her?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, all right then.
But shit, you ain't gonna know no more, so it don't matter.
I know. I'm gonna go find out what that'd be like across the street.
Right. Yeah, I'm not going there with you. But I think that hold on, I'm gonna let y'all answer. Go ahead, Lewis.
No, I was gonna say for me, and I'll be vulnerable, our dynamic changed. We've been married for a while now, so it's changed, it's shifted, right? For a variety of reasons, right? Just time and opportunity, priorities. Back, when we were younger, we had a lot of time. You know what I mean? We don't at that time was occupied with that. But as we, had one kid and then had another kid, we went it was months before we were at times, which sounds crazy, but we didn't even realize it, right? Because we were so focused on day to day, and we didn't have the opportunity. We didn't make it as much of a priority, but it evolves. I think what you have to do is be open with your partner and make sure that they understand what you need, and I'll be honest with you, like, as my wife and I both have changed, I don't want to say this without putting too much out here. We both have grown differently and evolved, and we see ourselves differently. So, things aren't as maybe comfortable as they once were at one point. So I'll just say that. So I had to be mindful of that too, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's evolved. Now, is it ever a grounds to cheat? I'm never going to say it's grounds to cheat, right? And there are a variety of reasons why people do. But if you haven't had the conversation with your partner about what your needs are and what needs aren't being met, then that's where you either intentionally choose to not be accountable, so you can make an excuse to do something you probably shouldn't do. But I don't think just simply not doing it is grounds to cheat.
But I thought the other option was to leave.
Yeah, it's to leave or cheat.
Oh yeah, no, I said the cheat thing before. When you brought the marriage, like, no, I got to be out on that one.
So you have to. So you're saying if you're not getting it, if you're not, God's not doing it as much as you should, you leave or cheat.
No, I said. So the question was how long is too long, right? Before you make a decision, and is it grounds to leave or cheat?
Right.
After you had that conversation I talked about accountability, right? If you have that type of conversation and then nothing happens, then you should leave before you cheat.
Agree, but Lewis, let me say this to you though, on some real, like, I don't think it's the how long part. Like, I'm a patient person, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I understand life. So like, and honestly, like you said, like that's happened to me before, like, or I should say us, transparently speaking, right? But I think it's the not having it part. I wouldn't understand that in a marriage. Like, not that we don't have the time, not that life is life right now. The fact that like, oh, you're like, oh no, we're not doing this, or there's a thing where we're not like
You're
not
saying
having
that's absolute, like it's no chance to do it at all.
yeah.
Like she's turning
I
it
can't live in
down.
that world.
Also, y'all saying like
Yeah.
y'all is the question being asked in that context where it's an absolute, it's not happening at all, period, anymore?
Yes.
Such a long period of time, you have to make a decision.
Oh yeah, we gotta go. I'm not
Told
cheating,
you.
but I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta run that. I'm out.
You got
I would expect her to be. Let me be clear. I would expect her to leave too.
Yeah, for sure. That's a connection, man. That's a part of the connection.
Yeah.
So that's never mind. I'm about to say something about boy.
What?
Now I'm gonna Asia say something intelligent. And
I'm not. No, like I agree. I'm not gonna cheat, but yeah, like I feel like sex is a part of marriage. That's what I feel. Yeah.
I'm disappointed in Asia's answer. I was looking for something a little bit more profound. It was too
Asia. Asia, how long is too long for you?
Yeah, what's that threshold for you?
Wait, I have a couple of questions before I answer this. Is everybody's body functioning? Like everybody's body's functioning okay? Like there are no medical concerns?
Yeah.
Gives you a vegetable, like.
Because I'm saying, like, I feel like, because I would answer the question different if the circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes it could be like a medical thing or whatever the case may be. That's how I have to ask these questions. But if everybody's functioning cool,
everybody's.
I'm not waiting longer than like. I feel like the longest I wait is 6 months, and even that's a long time.
That's a
okay. That's reasonable.
Yes,
God, that's crazy.
You love that.
But the reason why I'm saying 6 months, right, is because like I'm not married, so I usually stay out of married people's business. But I have heard some of my married friends do talk about that there is a long period of time where it doesn't happen. Lewis, to the point that you made, right, there are certain reasons why it wouldn't happen for months, right? I'm thinking of, okay, what if Shorty just had a baby also, and then not only does her body have to heal, but then also she has to get comfortable again to do it. It's not super comfortable.
Man, listen, that's something that they don't tell you.
Yeah, so like that. So for me, I'm saying to give that period of time, 6 months. That's what it would be.
That was a good example.
That was.
What's that 6? What's happening after that 6 months?
Hey, Lewis, man, go ahead.
Get it in.
Hey,
Gotta
go
make
ahead,
up for
man.
lost time.
There we go.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You jumping off the dresser.
Try to pull up to the nearest art gallery.
I'm telling y'all, man, Lewis is wild.
Get that paint thrown on her.
I brought the paint home, baby. Let's go.
I cannot.
The nearest art gallery. I hate
pushing off the ceiling.
Jumping off the ceiling.
The nearest art gallery.
Princess,
Yeah, I'm not.
I thought I wasn't answering this question.
Hey, look, she said change that month into days. 6 days. You said by the time church service come back around, you got to be delivered again.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, y'all. Like, if everything is functioning, like Asia said, like everything is functioning. It's not like because I had a baby and I can't right now, or like there's something medical going on with either one of us. I don't know if 6 months is gonna do it. for me.
How
Maybe
many
three.
months?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Okay.
That's fair.
So give you
And that's if like the circumstances like we're normal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
That's fair.
I don't think if we're both normal, I don't think I can give you 6 months.
Hey, Jay.
Because something's going on.
So I didn't ask you, when those months are going by and y'all in the house with everything functioning, walking past each other, what's that like?
That's what I'm lost at.
I'm gonna be.
I don't understand it.
So is normal the body, or is normal like life ain't life and everything copacetic? So when y'all say everything's normal, y'all mean like the bodily function?
Yeah, like
yeah.
If you wanted to have sex, you could at any moment.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm just thinking, like, even if we were busy, right? Within 3 months, you couldn't bend me over once.
Damn.
Damn. No, but for real though, if you're my husband, y'all are so childish.
No, I'm laughing at Lewis.
But no, like if you're my husband, nothing's going on with either one of us, physically. We're good. There's not like any rift or anything between us. 3 months go past and just not even a quickie.
Same bed and
that's mind blowing to me. Yeah, and I'm sleeping next to you every night.
Yeah, for sure.
Back in the
sure. Hey Jay, get out of here, bro. All right, man.
Hey, can I say something? Can I say something to that though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bending over is wild. I ain't think I was gonna hear that. But
sorry.
Nah,
you good.
Respect, everybody know what.
But I mean, if that's my husband.
That's how you get them 3 months not to be 3 months.
No, that's true. But I will say, having that period of time, that gap, or however long it was, I don't know when it was, but I think it built our marriage to be a bit stronger because we knew it wasn't all about that. Obviously, before then, but until it's tested, you know what I mean? We realized like, hey, I love you for you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about that, with me. So it was a pro, but yeah, don't wait too long. Do it, Princess.
Yeah. I don't want to say to another. I'll piggyback off that. I was with my wife 10 years before we had kids, and kids is the first time I experienced that type of situation.
Yeah, I think that's like a key factor, right? Like having kids and factoring them in. The time is gone, honestly and truthfully. And it could be even if you have a schedule where the kids are down at 7 o'clock. Burnout is real. Y'all are just physically tired, mentally drained, whatever it is. Sometimes there's not even spaces to even communicate. It's like eat, hot shower, lay down, So I can completely understand that. I think children definitely play a role in the time length. But if you are a couple that's newlyweds without children and y'all are just kind of busy lives, that's where the time limit is. 6 months is not, that's way too long. That's entirely too long.
Yeah, it is.
Nothing occupying your time. Nah.
That's wild.
All right, Jay, it's on you.
Okay. Did Jay answer?
Nah, his 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But no, I'm just joking. Honestly, I think the difference between mine would be I could do the 3 to 6 months because I've had a period of time too where I had to go without as well. I think it's the intent behind it. If we're going without because we're busy, that's totally different with somebody going without because somebody's withholding sex.
For sure.
So like without because 6 months, like you said, we're busy, all those things. Nah, but a month or two, and I know you're purposely like, oh, okay. So.
But why do people withhold sex?
Because
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't understand that I'm leaving. Like, I don't get that part unless there's a deeper meaning. Like, there's something that you haven't told me and I had to dig. But like, just in context of what people been saying, everything be normal and you withholding, that don't make sense to me.
Yeah,
that part does not make sense.
Right.
Even
that's what I'm saying.
But
if y'all have an argument, I've known a homeboy. Him and his lady got into it, and she withheld sex from him for months, purposely.
But I'm gonna be real with you though.
That's
This gonna sound crazy. I'm not that, but I can tie that. Even though I disagree, I can tie that back to why she was doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that she should hold out for 3 months, but I can say like, okay, she's still tripping off that. So that's not gonna make me move around the same way if I can't figure out why you curving me.
I guess
You know
if you cheated, right? Like, y'all are trying to work through y'all relationship and she knows she's gonna stay and he's like trying to get in good graces. That's the only time that I can see where sex is withheld for a longer period, because it's like I'm still processing the fact that you had such and such over here. I'm thinking about that and I'm just not ready to make that happen. That's the only reason why I can think, because the argument is like, I feel like you're pushing the person away. Y'all not old enough to communicate and talk about it. Like, I'm not going months withholding sex because I got mad at you about something. I don't know. I don't
think the withholding is always conscious.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
No. So, Princess, I saw your face, but what I'm saying is though, I think if you piss somebody off for real, they not turned on by you, so they not really on that wave. Like, they ain't gotta be like out loud with it. You may have done something that they're really internalizing, and in turn, they not turned on by anything you do right now.
I think
that's what I mean by like
withholding. Oh, okay, I got you then. I think that's where the withholding comes from. A lot of women are definitely emotional. It's an emotional thing for women versus men. Y'all could be pissed, but like, if she say let's go, it's gonna be okay.
For sure.
But women, if we pissed off about something, it won't even be the same.
I'm gonna put myself out.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm gonna put myself out there.
You're sorry to hear that.
Hey, look, I'll put myself out there on this, Princess. I'm not. I ain't. As I've gotten older, that ain't always the case, though.
Oh, you
I'll
talking
say
about
that.
Why women withhold?
Nah, like. So I've always said this. I got to give context. So like, I feel like that conversation became harder when men. So once upon a time, dudes could be mad, could be whatever. You give up some, they'll be good again, right? Mm-hmm. I think once men started understanding themselves and started requiring more, it ain't just that no more all the time. Like me being pissed off and you saying like, oh yeah, come on. Like, yeah, when I ain't really know no better, yeah, that was cool. But like, I don't think that's not in every situation that don't apply no more for real like that. Like I could, but like I don't want to for real though, because I don't want you to think that's the solution. Because I really want to fix it. Like, I'm not about to make you think because we do what we do, like it's all good now, because that's not what I'm trying to get from it. And I'm being honest, like as I've gotten older, that don't really move the needle like that if it's a real problem.
It depends on where I'm at. I get what you're saying, but it depends on where I'm at.
I ain't say for everything. If it's a real issue, bro, you're not about to.
I mean, I'm with you. It just depends on where I am. I agree 100% with what you're saying, but
when you say where you at, what you mean?
Sometimes, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes that emotion, the like high emotions, is like peak tension for that to take place. Mm-hmm. As crazy as it sounds, for me, I feel like that's like those are the moments where it's kind of like the most, where it's where it go down and it go down the right way.
Hey, have you ever been mad and there's been an offer on the table and you politely decline?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not
in that sense.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, nah.
Man, listen, man, it's a real thin line between that, because I don't know, that tension you got to release. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't want it to get misconstrued. I get what y'all saying. I don't want to be long.
I get what you said. You having a mature conversation, but what I'm saying is like the physical aspect of it. I mean, it maybe you should try it.
That flesh kick,
everybody. I'm sorry. Say it again, Lewis. I lost y'all for a second.
That moments when like tensions are running high like that, where you're like, hey, I need to solve this problem.
So I'm gonna tell you where it get iffy, bro. I'm gonna tell you where it get iffy, and a lot of guys not gonna agree with this. That get real iffy when you become like, let me give him something and shut him up. Like, let me give him something and shut you up. And then there's gonna come a time where you don't want to just be shut up. But
I don't shut up. No, I don't shut up. No,
No. But the point I'm making is like, let me give him something in this. Let me give him something in this. Let me give him something in this. Then when you want to be heard, don't try to have a conversation then when that worked for 12 years. Don't try to find yourself then and then went to therapy and now you want to be heard. Nah, keep taking it and shutting up.
Got you.
I get what you're saying. Using it as a tool to problem solve. I get what you're saying. I would say that in context.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, if it's real static, like I'm gonna get that, but we gonna have to.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and address it, but that's kind of sometimes that's the best time.
Yeah. I got you, Lewis.
I'm sorry. I'm just making it, just one day. Let me know what you think.
Oh.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't. I didn't say I wouldn't, but this certain situation, like, nah, that don't move the needle for me.
No.
Man, I was gonna say something inappropriate, but yes, okay.
Or Lewis move his needle. So what we're gonna do is the next question is this: when you get out of a relationship, are you the type? This is a two-part question now. The first part is: are you the type to heal completely before you get into another relationship? Or are you the type to get into another relationship and heal as you go? That's the first part. And the second part is, with your life experiences now, would you change how you view it now?
Oh, I got mine. Mine's gonna sound so bad, bro.
Boy.
Heal completely. I mean, previously the type that, hot relationship heal as possible, and then now you're like, you know what, I want to be completely healed, whatever that looks like, even though I know that's a lifetime journey. Like, what does that look like for y'all now?
Okay. AJ, I feel like I'm in first. AJ, because you're my partner, I'm throwing it to you.
I would say that I think it depends on how bad was the breakup.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sometimes if it was like a really, 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 really bad breakup, sometimes people they just want and why the breakup happened, right? Because sometimes if it was like you just felt so unworthy, right, or the person demeans you, then you're gonna look for that affection, you're gonna look for that affinity in other people, right? So I think that sometimes people would then jump into another relationship and then just use that person, not use them, but like use that relationship as a tool towards healing, right? I think that there are also times that you can believe that you are healed, and then get into a relationship, like you work on yourself and all the things, you go to therapy and you get into a relationship and you realize, oh, I'm not as healed as I thought I was. Because a lot of times when you're healing, you're still healing by yourself. So there are certain things that you're not going to learn how healed you really are until you're back in a situation with another person. And now you're not just dealing with yourself, but now you have to realize, oh shoot, I thought I healed in the way that I communicated, but now that I'm actually having to communicate, I realize that's not an area that I was healed from, right? Or you then start to realize, oh shoot, when they talk to me like this or when they treat me good, why can't I accept these gifts, right? But when you're by yourself, nobody's buying you gifts. You're not in that space. So I think that's a challenging question to answer. But for me now, I'm at a place where I'm like, yeah, I need to heal all the parts that I can see and be confident in that. And a lot of that comes from just making sure that I'm not repeating anything. Because it's like at some point there's a common denominator, right? Because you are in every relationship that did not work out. And so it's like you have to figure out what about yourself allowed it to, whether it's how you showed up in that space, whether it's what you allowed to, not allow, but what you endured while it's happening, right? So really figuring out, so all the parts that I can identify, I'm going to work through that until I get, and then get into the next relationship.
So
that was good. You say you were in every relationship that didn't work out.
That was deep.
Well,
that was deep.
This, Lewis.
You gotta say my name all aggressive, bro.
I thought you said when. Never mind.
I definitely don't feel like you have to come completely healed,
Mhm.
but I feel like you have to be healed enough that you're not just immediately showing up into a situation and making it toxic,
For sure.
or you know, just like bringing bad vibes, or everything is an argument. Like if you're triggered by everything, then you probably need to be by yourself and work through some things first prior to getting in a relationship with somebody else.
For sure.
That-
So I will
Not to cut you off, but
I'm
President,
sorry, brother.
yourself now, do you feel like you would approach it the same way now?
What'd you say, Jay?
I said, you knowing who you are now, right? Would you go into a relationship the same way, like being semi-healed, or would you like kind of take the break and get yourself all the way together?
I would take the same approach
Okay.
because, to Asia's point, you can think you're fully healed, but until you get into another situation with someone else, you won't necessarily know how healed you are.
For sure.
So I
For
don't
sure.
think you have to wait forever, but you'll know, like, once you get to a certain point, because sometimes, you know, someone is not healed to the point where somebody can just mention something and someone to have something to say about it. And it's like, you ain't even in a relationship with nobody, and you already going off just because they mentioned money, you know, or anything, you know. It's like, if you got to do all that, then it's not time for you to be in a relationship with nobody else. You need to do the work.
Yeah.
So great question. So I'll put myself out there again. I ain't never said this out loud. So I think I kind of like with the relationship prior to my wife, right? And it kind of made me approach our relationship very different. Like, I think for me, I always had a problem leaving. So I disconnected. I disconnected while in the relationship. So I was really dealing with things I didn't like and not being fully there because I was focused on disconnecting, which was in a sense starting my healing process. So when we broke up, I was like, shit, okay, cool. Like, it wasn't really like a damn, I need to figure this out, because I realized early, and I feel bad because, like, looking back at it, being accountable, I probably wasted about 6 to 7 months of her time on the back end, just because I'm not gonna say I understood. Like, me looking back at it, I did not when I was in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like shit, like nah, like I disconnected, to be real. Like, I'm sorry. And then what that caused me to do is when I first met my wife, I told, well, she was, when I first met her, I told her straight up, I was like, hey, look, and I didn't have the balls to say this to my ex. Hey, look, I'm never going to be miserable ever again. If I ever become miserable, I'm leaving, straight up. But I kind of learned that while I was with her, because I learned what true misery was in the context of a 18, 19-year-old. Like, I'm not doing that. So for me, I think I had learned to heal while in kind of that relationship, because I always had a problem leaving because I ain't like hurting people's feelings. But now, being grown, looking back at it, I would have left as soon as I was like, yeah, this stupid. I either would have left or just not really been a good dude to her.
That's fair.
Fair. Lewis?
I think there has to be a healing period, and I'd say evaluation period, where you kind of evaluate what it is that you want for yourself and what you want out of the next relationship.
For sure.
As far as the healing is a journey. I think I don't know if there's like a defined point to where you should or should not get into another relationship, because you could lose out on opportunities to be with someone. So I think there has to be an evaluation period. And to Keenan's point, I think everybody should understand why they get in a relationship, so to speak, and you should come in with expectations, or I don't want to say demands, but you should come with the expectations of, this is what you want, or this is what you don't want. I think that's fair, and I think that really all comes to self-love and caring about yourself. I used to get in relationships because I was filling a void. I didn't realize that. So until I started to understand kind of what that gap was and why I was trying to fill that void, it didn't matter who I was with next. At any point in time, I probably would, have the same outcome to Asia's point earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Louis, sometimes it's not always about the healing process. It's just like you said, people just want to fill a void. And I do feel like that it's important for people to just take time for themselves after a relationship. Because when you've been with somebody for a long time, they are almost like a part of your identity. Like that, your relationship is a part of your identity. And I think it's important for after the split happens for you to truly take time and just be you. Figure out at whatever age you are now, because you obviously you're not the same age that you were when you started the relationship. At whatever the age you are now, figure out what you like to do by yourself. Like what hobbies do you like to do by yourself? And I think all those things are important before you approach someone else as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. Well, just to add off what Princess was saying, I think that's really the most important thing, honestly, is because when you're in a long-term relationship with someone, you have a tendency to lose yourself. So you don't know what those things look like because you're aimed to please your partner. You aim to say, you know what, I'm put my feelings to the back burner, because that's what we're taught to do. And you hope that your spouse or your partner does the same thing for you. And you think that that's going to fulfill you as a person. But in actuality, when you lose that situation, you don't know how to cope with it because it's like, I've given everything to you. I don't know who I am. So it's like finding that. I think when you find out who you are again as a person, I think that's where you can start that journey of like, okay, now I can start to date again. Because I'm not gonna lie, me being transparent, when I got out of my long-term relationship and I started back dating again, I jumped off the porch way too early. I was like, oh, it was like walking through like Manhattan, like downtown. It was just so much shit going on. I didn't know how to react to it. It was happening so fast. And then it's like these women that I were talking to, they had all these expectations, and I'm sitting here trying to figure. I'm like, shit. Like I know who I am as a person, but damn, you asking for this, and then I started to go through a period of like, are you really with me for who I really am, or like I started second guessing everything, even myself at a certain point. So then I just cut everything off and was like, nah, let me work on myself, and that was the best thing I ever could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Props to you, Jay, for that. That's big time.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And I mean, it sums up everything that you guys have said. I can't add anything other than being able to properly identify what your triggers look like. Because for me, I mean, so to Asia's point, for me, the breakup matters. For a long period of time, I was the one doing the breaking up, right? Like, oh, he cheated, I'm leaving. Oh, he did this, I'm leaving. Oh, I don't like this, I'm leaving. And that's a different type of healing process because you're hurt. There was this one person that left me, and I was thrown off. Like, hold on, wait a minute, I'm the prize, right? But then I had to take a step back, really, and it opened my eyes to a different type of healing. Of like, wait a minute, self-reflection. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? How do I learn from this specific relationship in order to grow in a different way? Because I'm so used to being the hurt one. Like, oh, he did this, he did. Our relationship was smooth. There was nothing. It came out of thin air because our goals were not aligned. Like he was somewhere else, and it just didn't. He didn't see me as a potential future. So I had to really sit back and understand that, like, okay, well, do I need to reevaluate where I am in life? Is it what I want for me? Is it this? And then moving forward, kind of learning from both situations, being on both sides of the stick, you're able to say all the things that you guys just did, but also identify what triggers you so you're not carrying it into your next relationship of the first thing that comes out, oh, well, what are your goals? And it's like, oh, really? So now we got to talk about goals again because the last dude left me because my goals were not aligned with his. So it's really understanding what works for you and what doesn't. I 100% agree with that.
And I will leave something I learned in my process. Even some of my healing wasn't relationship based, but like if you're really doing the work to heal, like healing really does build habits. And I think the habits you build while you healing makes it easier to take on those things that Asia was saying, or Prince. I can't remember who said it, about when you get into something else and you have to be forced. Like when you're actually healing, you build habits, not to avoid those things, but to take them on easier. So like if you're really doing the work, it actually builds habits for you, for your capacity to expand, or for your current capacity not to be weakened so easily. So I think healing does build those habits.
That's good.
That is very good.
That's a segue.
Right.
Y'all be leading us right into our next question. It does. It literally talks about like when you're moving. So, okay, think of it this way. And Keenan's going to show a screenshot, but I want to give you guys context first. When you're in a relationship with somebody, they propose to you, right? Now you're about to take it to the next chapter, but you got that little black book still there, still hanging in the background. There's some people that have transitioned over into the friend zone, right? There's some people that you had sex with once or twice, but you realize, okay, we're just friends and we're okay, and you still communicate with them. Do you think that after y'all see this screenshot, do you think that this message was right or wrong? And what does y'all's cutoff game look like when it comes to moving to the next step in your relationship?
Do you have it to read?
I can read it if you want to.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that to read it.
I can read it from my phone. So it says, "I'm getting married tomorrow. I wanted to send you this message. My fiance knows I'm sending this to you. Thank you for being my first love. Thank you for always encouraging me. Thank you for keeping me out of trouble. Thank you for the times you took care of me when I was sick and depressed. Thank you for loving me. If you haven't already, I hope you one day find love. If you loved me that much when we were young, I can only imagine how strong and powerful your love is now. The way your heart is made it's amazing. I know we were only kids when we dated, but you taught me what love is. To the man who is lucky enough to have you as their wife, I hope he treats you with care. I hope he knows who he has in front of him, and I hope he shows you love and loyalty every day. You deserve that and more. My point in all of this, you are the reason why I know how to love someone. You taught me love. You taught me how to deal with my anger, how to deal with my depression, and how to live life to the fullest, and I'm grateful for you. I wish you love and happiness," is what the message says.
No, sir.
Damn, Princess, can we ask the question, Princess? Came about the gate. Hey, Princess, I know she was over there as you was reading that, Brent. I know she was like,
Yo, you know the craziest part, bro? In my mind, I just do Princess. If I would have said something, she was gonna be like, "So is that ego, Keenan?" But she was like, "Oh no," like, "Oh no."
Take us away.
No, you ain't asked the question. What's the question then?
Well, that's the question. Like, so one, do you think he was wrong for sending that message? And two, how quickly do you cut off loose ends when it's time to move on? Or do you think it's even appropriate?
So I think that was the night before the wedding, right?
Yep.
That was.
Yeah, she said, "I'm getting married tomorrow."
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So why are you thinking about me the night before your wedding to the point that you are sending me a love story? Why is the fiance okay with that? And if you did that great of a job expressing your love to this person, then you damn sure better have wrote your vows for tomorrow. Because what?
That's actually fair. That's a fair
I mean, he was going. I mean, it was the male, right? Or was it? I don't know. But
yeah, it was the guy to a girl, to one of his ex-girls.
Okay, yeah, it's like he was going in. Like, no, sir, you better be crying tomorrow. You better be writing those vows for tomorrow. You better be doing all that if you're texting your first love the night before our wedding.
Yeah, nah, that's aggressive, man.
Hey, Princess, plot twist, he gonna say that as his vows the next day. He gonna put it on paper, just put her name in it.
Yeah,
somebody will really do that. But no. No. And the second part is how quick do you cut somebody off? You want everybody to answer the first part first?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want.
It depends. It depends.
Hey, what make you hold on a little longer?
It depends on how sure I am about you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
As soon as I start talking to somebody new, I'm not cutting off everybody.
You have to
No
have
way. Why would I?
like you have to have a title to cut them off?
In some form, yeah. If me and this other person are exclusive, then yeah. But yeah.
So then, if y'all exclusive, then what's that time frame look like for you? Y'all exclusive. Y'all sit down that night at dinner, candlelight. Okay, we're gonna make this official. What you sending that text out that night or the next day?
Nigga, don't nobody be asking nobody.
I'm not. Yeah, like, and I'm not sending out no text like that. Like, if I make it official with somebody or I'm exclusive with somebody, the next day I'm not sending out a text like, all right, your time's up. It's just next time you reach out to me, the response isn't going to be the same, or it's going to be no response at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
So I'm gonna just stay on topic because Princess, I'm like, man,
bro, what?
I'm just saying, bro. Like, so I could think you like me all the way up until the last time we kissed in the mouth, and now you said, like, oh yeah, the response about to be different. That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. That's a bit like, damn.
First of
let me
all,
get this
if
right.
I get to the point where, go ahead.
You like him more, but whoever's in rotation, like we went on a date Tuesday, it went well in my opinion. You like him more, y'all get exclusive on Friday. I'm just not gonna get no text back Saturday.
But see, the frequency would have changed prior to then.
Okay, I get that.
You would have felt me fall back
Mm-hmm.
because the other person's gonna be taking up majority of my time anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if you did go on a date on Tuesday.
See, it's not getting back Saturday.
It's like, nah, I'm not that cut, bro. If I would have went on a date with him on Tuesday and me and the other guy made it official on Friday, I'd probably be like, I'd send something semi-sweet.
Would you cash out him back his half of the bill?
What?
Get out of here.
Hey, Cash App is like joint accounts. I always talking about that. So, but to answer the question, Brittany, hell no, you can't send that. So I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was like, hell no, and then when he started, because I think I wouldn't have sent it, but I think he's appreciating a woman he probably did wrong, but learned from it. So like he didn't necessarily have those feelings currently. That's what it seemed like to me. Like I'm not sending that text out. But it's like, nah, I just want to say, like, you did teach me these things, and I'm sorry we didn't work out X, Y, and Z. The night before your wedding is aggressive. That is very aggressive.
But even outside the night before the wedding, why do you feel like it's important for him to share that there?
Right.
Because I believe so this is the thing. Like, even though I'm not gonna do that, I think the thing is like, I think we got to get out of this notion, like everybody doesn't get their first choice. And like sometimes you can acknowledge the people or the person that may have, like, you messed it up. You messed it off. You dropped, you fumbled the bag. And like I didn't understand the bag when I first had it, but now I do. But I look back like, damn, now I just want to let you know, like, you may be closing that door for her. Like, hey, look, it wasn't you. I appreciate everything. Not the night before, y'all. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I think, I
agree. You had plenty of time to close that door, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So again, the night before your wedding was aggressive, but I do think there are moments and times where, so it's almost like that's okay. So I'm gonna ask this in the same respect. When you have a bachelor or bachelorette party, and they say it's your last night as a single man or single woman, do you have any responsibilities so do you have any responsibilities or action or consequences that night versus when you actually cross the threshold? In my bachelor party, they say it's my last night as a free man. Do I have consequences to what I do that night?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yes, so, absolutely, 1,000%.
Okay. So Yeah, I won't supposed to say that. But the point I was making was, like that. I think I'm just trying to put it a little more in context. I think it was like this is my last night to give this reassurance. Now, again, it was aggressive, but sometimes you cross paths with people and like it didn't end the way you wanted. You rather shout them out like, damn, yo, I just want to let you know, like, I hope you do find happiness. I found it. Like, let me reassure you the way I did you and this person I am, that's not your fault. And leave it at that.
Y'all,
my bad, Age. I'm gonna let you. This is gonna be very, very quick. So you referencing the letter to the guy, basically like the night before type of thing, right? Like the consequences, right? The difference is those consequences you got to live with, but this is between you and your homeboys, right? You got to figure this out, live with it. You're calling your fiance / wife and hey, babe, come listen to this real quick. What you think about this? That's a big difference.
I would judge her more than him.
Yeah, because I would judge both of them.
That's
I didn't say I wouldn't judge both of them, but if I brought that to you and you confirmed sin, like what?
She like good. That's crazy, and she crying.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, bro. Like sometimes it happens. I'm just saying it was aggressive the night before. I just gave her closure.
Okay.
I have another opinion, but I think Asia was about to go.
Yeah, Asia, we'd love to hear from you.
I really wasn't, because that actually made me so angry, like genuinely angry. I think is wild. I think it's disrespectful. I think that should have been between you and your God, number one. Second, that's never. Like for real, because like that, I find that to be, especially because in the letter he says like, and I know we dated like when we were young. So sir, you holding on to your crush from 9th grade, bro? You didn't think to send this if you were gonna send it before you proposed to me? Like that's actually sickening. So now I have to go into a marriage knowing that I'm second. Because Keenan, to your point of like, sometimes men don't get their first choice, or people don't get their first choice. So now I have to know going into my wedding, on my wedding day, that I'm second choice. That's crazy to me. Like, I think that's absolutely wild. I think you should have resolved whatever you needed to, sent whatever you needed to, prayed to whoever you needed to, talk to whatever therapist you needed to before you proposed to me. That's the part for me. That's what's absolutely crazy. And I think it's even crazier to say that you would then hold his fiance more accountable than him. He shouldn't have said it, period. That you said more.
I did, but I didn't. But okay, you're right. But AJ, I will say this. This is what I was thinking, boy. I would hate for you to find the phone that you looked through, because some of them context clues that you just got out of that message, I'm like, ah, damn. You don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, like, but you don't think that's what a little more wild, Asia, if he brought that to you and you confirmed sin? Like,
Hold on.
I'm crazy for bringing it to you,
Wait a
but the
minute.
fact that you say yes, sin that ain't crazier.
They're both crazy. Unless she
no,
sent
I will not hold the fiance more accountable. I would not hold the fiance more accountable.
Okay.
That's number one.
Touché.
Also, when you say context clues, what do you mean?
What you mean?
The stuff that you picked up
like,
out of the text.
Like I didn't even think about the part where he was like, I know we were together when we were younger, so like he held on that between youth all the way up until he been with her. I didn't think about that part.
Yeah, kids.
I would I know. I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah,
you was thinking about the fiance.
Yeah, like I can promise you, in this situation, from what he said, he would definitely, more than likely, if this girl responded back and put some pressure on him, fiance gone. I promise you. Anybody who you're sending that type of text to the night before your wedding, if she responds back and says, I've been waiting for you to, what? Mm-hmm. Let her say, I'll give you a chance. Fiance is gone. Wedding's called off tomorrow. Or either he's going to marry her and still start messing with her.
Yep.
Hey, Princess, what would you do if you didn't know he sent it out and you found it the day after y'all got married?
That's wild.
Leave me alone, Keenan.
No, that's crazy. That's
Like,
insane.
Boy, everything could be broke up in that house, boy.
Louis, what do you think, Louis?
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey Louis, what would you do if you saw that at your lady phone the day after you got married?
She said, "Come here, Louis. Proofread this real quick."
I mean, I wouldn't be happy about it. I think it's bad. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a conversation that should have been had up front. And I guess to the original question, like, how do I cut people off? I don't do a good job of that. It typically ends bad.
Mm.
What you mean you say you don't do a good job of it? Meaning like you don't cut them off?
It blows up. It just blows up, and then we walk away.
Oh, golly. Speak about what? Golly, yeah. Oh,
it just ends bad. We know what it is. And that's it.
Yeah, I got you. No comment.
Oh, let me say something to that because I realized that again. For y'all that might know, I really enjoy confrontation. I don't view it as a bad thing. And I make it my business to have, especially if it was a dynamic that was like we were both really in it, you know what I mean? I do have the conversation of like, hey, things are going to change for this reason. There's nothing that you can say, nothing that you can do. My mind is made up. Just because I have found that when the conversation is not had, and no offense to my brothers on here, but that does not mean the door is closed. And even if the door like cracked open, it then becomes like a competition of like, oh, so it's me or this dude? No, it's gonna be me. And these are all the reasons why it should be me. And so I find that having very straightforward, very honest conversations is the easiest way to go for me. It helps me to like really, really move forward.
Why is this on your mind the night before?
Yeah, it's super unnecessary. I think so.
Yeah, that part's crazy.
To defend the fiance, right? He wrote, "My fiance knows I'm sending this to you." I 100% guarantee you, she didn't know.
She didn't know it looked like that.
She didn't know what this man was writing because there's no way a woman in her right mind okayed this type of message. And if she did, she's just okay with being second choice, and that's just not her.
Hey, I'll give y'all a story. I know Britt don't want me to share this. True story. So I was at A&T, been there about 2 years. I was with my wife for this is sophomore year. So like maybe a year and a half, maybe like a year. So my ex, so my thing was when I was with my ex, right? So I was just got it like, I'm gonna tell y'all I was all crazy, right? I think it's gonna prove y'all point. I was young though. So my thing with my ex is like, we broke up. It really wasn't like, to Lewis said, it was like a boom, we broke up. It is what it is. Like there was some static there, and like some time went by, and she sent me this dissertation via Facebook messaging, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? I was like, what she said, expressing like, X, Y, and Z, like, like I hate the way it ended, like, but I don't have any bad feelings. I really wish some long heartfelt message, right? I was like, it's all good, bro. Like it ain't no hard feelings. I wish you the best. And I said something to the extent of like, I don't hate you. We could be cool, but like, I wish you the best. Something like that. Boy, I got in the car and me thinking, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, look at this. Like, look at this joint right here. And she explained to me how like small things like I did opens up doors that I don't understand that I did.
Yep.
And it was a dissertation. So I was like, damn, what you mean? Chill. And my dumb ass gonna tell her, well, I told her we'll always be cool no matter what. So I was just holding on to my word. I was just keeping my word to her. Like it ain't like I would do the same thing if we break up. Like we'll always do. I got you. Boy, look here.
Oh man.
Man, let me tell you, man.
Well, you about lost it before you got it, ain't it? Ah, damn.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. And my 19, I don't know how old I was then. 19. My 19-year-old mind, I was like, oh, I ain't had no feelings to her. I was like, man, I told her we'll always be cool no matter what. And I meant that. Boy, that was the dumbest thing I could have said. But I said that to say to what Princess said was like he gonna start talking back to her. She was explaining like it wasn't about if I didn't have ill will. It was about me opening a door or giving hope to something because I responded.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we ain't talked that whole weekend. Shit was stupid.
You'll always be there, huh? All right.
That's
Cause
it.
you will always be my baby.
Nah. AJ, I think I hugged with you that whole weekend. Jay was like, man, he won't leave. Think I can't.
I'm with you, bro. Nigga, mega Lincoln. But
yeah, that was stupid.
But yeah, that's you have anything to add? Any Jerry's final thoughts or anything like that?
Don't text your ex on the night before your wedding.
Don't do it, period. Like I listen. If a certain amount of time has gone by, don't do it, period. That's just something you just gonna have to, closure or not. Closure doesn't exist in certain worlds when it comes to the way you phrase text messages, right? Like she could have easily read that and said, I still got one up on this nigga. He's still thinking about me the night before a wedding. If he did it 7 months prior, like the point is you're still thinking about me and I still have the upper hand. I still taught you something. He legit said you taught me how to love. Like,
that's crazy.
That's the wildest thing you could ever say. So I just feel
But
like
if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be able to love his wife the way he does.
Yeah. That's a bunch of
no. That's how the game works. She has one up on the wife for sure.
Exactly. Don't do it. I just feel like
so if you reading that from your fiance perspective. And she tell the dude in there, I thank you, because if you wouldn't have taught me how to, you know what I'm saying, I would have never been.
All right, hey, man, welcome. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Major salute to Brittany and DJ J Dub for the topics of the night, man. We've had a hell of a ride. We appreciate everybody tapping in tonight, man. Yo, because Jay, you always got to go off the ringer, bro. Hey, man, this is another. It's your boy K-Dot, man. This is another segment of the Monday Night Crew, and we are out.